equal to or independent of the name of the Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the orders of the spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures and persons to the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6. To give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10. To not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success, Krishna Prema. Again, I thank everyone for joining today's Bhakti Sangha conference call. Let us move on to the next part of the session, that is Srimad Bhagavatam plus. May I know who all joining the call today?
हरे कृष्ण भगवती वसुधा माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम। शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय, प्रीतिदासी from Charlotte. हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna, Preeti Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण। हरे कृष्ण। राम राम हरे
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devi Dasi from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Yashamati Priya Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Prabhupada. This is Shyamakuri Devidasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna, Shamaguru Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to all the assembled devotees on the call and my humble obeisances to them. This is Harita from Texas. Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Harita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhakti Vasudha Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, All Guru Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. This is Radha Pyari Devidasi from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna, Radha Pyari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. My humble obeisances to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Sundarangi Radha Devi Dasi from India. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Sundarangi Radha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, is there anyone who would like to introduce in the call today?
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Raleigh. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna. Welcome all of you once again. Thank you everyone for joining today's Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are really fortunate to have His Grace Gaur Vilas Prabhuji to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, verse 8.14.6 onwards. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you Prabhuji for giving your valuable time and association in our Bhakti Sangha conference call. We are really eager to hear from you on this topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. Over to you Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Mataji. Thank you, all the devotees, for this opportunity to serve. We'll begin with our prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahim Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशितारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. So today we are discussing from Canto 8, Chapter 6, entitled The System of Chapter 8, Canto 8, Chapter 14, System of Universal Management. Today we'll be discussing from verse number 6. पालयन्ति प्रजापाला यावदन्तं विभागशः यज्ञभागभुजो देवा ये च तन्त्राविताश्च तैः. Translation: To enjoy the results of sacrifices, the rulers of the world, namely the sons and the grandsons of Manu, discharge the orders of the Supreme Personality of Godhead until the end of Manu's reign. The demigods also share the results of these sacrifices. Purport: As stated in Bhagavad Gita 4.2, Evam Parampara Praptam Imam Rajarshayo Viduhu. The supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. This Parampara system extends from Manu to Ikshvaku, and from Ikshvaku to his sons and grandsons. The rulers of this world in the line of hierarchy execute the order of Supreme Personality of Godhead in the Parampara system. Anyone interested in peaceful life must participate in this Parampara system and perform yajnas. As Gaudiya Vaishnavas in the Parampara system of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we must perform Sankirtan Yajna all over the world. Yajna Sankirtana Praya Yajanti Hi Sumedhasaha. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in this age of Kali, and he will be easily satisfied if the Sankirtan movement is spread vigorously all over the world. This will also make people happy without a doubt. Hare Krishna. So after hearing the wonderful story of Samudra Manthan Leela and then how Lord Shiva was bewildered by Mohini Murti, so many wonderful stories, Shukadeva Goswami, he continues the discussion because Parikshit Maharaj asked a question in this chapter. In the beginning of this chapter, he asked, please explain how the Manus and others in each Manvantar, they are engaged in their respective duties. By whose order they are engaged? So in response to this question, Shukadeva Goswami starts describing the universal administration system. How the Manus, they maintain this entire Bhumandal. And he describes that actually the Supreme Lord himself comes in various forms in various avatars, in every manvantar to maintain the administration. It is described in previous cantos. 6 avatars, 6 personalities, they are considered expansions of the Lord Himself. They come in every manvantara. Manvantara, Manudeva, Manuputra, Sureshwara, Rishayo, Amshaavatarascha, Hare, Shadvidamuchyate. In every manvantara, the prominent Manu, Swayambhuva Manu, then Swarochisha, then Vaivasvata, then so many Manus we have heard. The prominent Manu, he is the avatar of the Lord, Shaktyavesh avatar. Manu Deva, the prominent Devatas, they are also the empowered representatives of the Lord. Manuputra, the sons of the Manu, just like in the first Manvantara, Swayambhu Manu had 2 sons, Priyavrata and Uttanpa. They are the empowered avatars, Satyavish avatars. Sureshwara, the prominent Indra, the ruling Devata. Rishayaha, the Saptarishis. In every Manvantara, the Saptarishis, this post is given to prominent Rishis. They are all considered to be the empowered representatives of the Lord. And Amshavatar, the Manvantara avatar. So these are the 6 expansions of the Lord who come in every Manvantar to maintain the administration system. And Shukdev Goswami is continuing that all these sons and the grandsons of Manu, they discharge their respective duties to maintain the law and order till the end of the Manu. And Srila Prabhupada writes a beautiful line in the purport. Anyone interested in peaceful life must participate in this parampara system. Everyone in this world is actually interested in peaceful living. Nobody wants disturbance in their lives. We want peace in the external world and in the internal world also. In the external world, people are peaceful when they live according to and work according to their psychophysical nature, plan their life accordingly. That makes one a little more peaceful if one works according to their nature. So what is psychophysical nature? It is very difficult for many to understand. What is my nature? People are confused about it. What is my nature? Should I do this or should I do that? It is not so difficult to understand, but it requires lots of introspection. 2 things you should ask. Am I competent doing it? And am I comfortable doing it? Any activity, any profession, any occupation, if we have these 2 things answered, I am competent doing this work and I can do it comfortably. That means this is my nature. So therefore, to live happily and peacefully in the external world, of course, it is not possible many times because in today's day and age, we are forced to work according to the ecosystem we are living in, according to the world we are living in. But fortunate are those who get a chance to work according to their psychophysical nature. Then their work doesn't become burden. For a person who has Brahminical nature, who is good in studying and teaching, if he is given the job of a financial assistant, he'll be miserable there. If a Kshatriya is given a role of a Brahmana, a person who is good in management, and you tell him you have to teach, oh, it will be difficult for him. That's why people become anxious. Because in this world, we see so many people who are successful, glamorous, and we want to become like them. In the course of becoming someone else, we lose our peace of mind. Everybody is differently made. Nobody can become like someone. Of course, we can take inspiration. A simple question. If I ask, how many apples are equal to 3 oranges? You will say, how can you compare apples and oranges? It is not possible. Everybody is unique. We are all distinct. As they say, the shoe which fits in one foot bites other. Everybody has a different nature. When we come to Krishna consciousness, we come to this realization. We should come to this realization. We should come to this understanding that everyone is part and parcel of the Lord. Everybody has certain talents given to him by the Lord. As Krishna says, I am the ability man, and Krishna has given some ability, some skill, some talents to everyone. Nobody can say, I have no talents. But the problem is, we don't try to find what is my talent. What is the gift which Krishna has given to me? That is our nature, right? If somebody comes and gives gifts to 3, 4 people, including us, we'll not see what is there in my gift box. We'll see, oh, what he has got, what she has got. That makes us miserable. To be peaceful, we have to understand what is the talent which Krishna has given to us. And when we start using it in Krishna's service, that gives satisfaction. Because everything belongs to the Lord. You have to understand that everybody has been given some gift. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Shreyan swadharmo viguna paradharma swanushtita swadharme nidhanam shreya paradharmo bhayava. It is better to discharge one's own prescribed duties than even faultily than to discharge others' duties perfectly. It is better to face some setbacks in doing one's own duty. Swadharme nidhanam shreya. It is better to experience some setback, but it is very difficult and dangerous to imitate somebody else's dharma. So that's why to be peaceful, we should understand what is my nature. Try to explore that. Even if you can't do that professionally, try to do that for some time. That gives lots of satisfaction. But more than external world, because peace of the external world is not in our hand. Situations may not be in our hand. But what is in our hand is the response to those situations. And that decides the peace of our internal world. That is very important. Externals will keep changing. There's only one thing which is constant in this world, and that is change. Changes are common, changes are natural. But the more we go internal and get connected to a source which is permanent, which never changes, to a foundation which never shakes, that makes us peaceful, and that is the Supreme Lord. The more we understand this principle that Supreme Lord Krishna is there to guide me, he is there to help me, he is my well-wisher, Suridam Sarva Bhutanam, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, I am the Surida. When we understand what has happened, has happened. What can't be changed, can't be changed. What has gone wrong, can't be rectified. But what's in my hand is my present. As they say, past is history, future is mystery, the present is the gift which God has given to us. So the more we understand what I can change now, what I can do now, then we'll come closer to our peaceful living. That will make one fearless. One person came to Prabhupada and said, Swamiji, you are doing this chanting, meditation. How do you feel when you chant? So when somebody asks us, how do you feel when you chant? So many answers we may give. Oh, I feel peaceful. I feel connected. I feel sheltered. Srila Prabhupada gave a wonderful reply. He said, I feel fearless. That is the realization of a devotee who is connected with the Lord. Shantim richati. One becomes peaceful. So shantim adhigachati. So therefore, when Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, 11th, 71st verse, Vihaya kamanya sarvan pumam sharati nispriha nirmama nirahankara sa shantim adhigachati. The Shanti which Krishna is mentioning, this is not the external Shanti. Externals will keep on changing. But a devotee should be Shant internally. It is not about Shanti which comes from the absence of war in the outside world. We are seeing in the world, so many wars are going on. Can we do anything about it? Most of the times, no. So we cannot do anything. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that peace formula Prabhupada writes, Surdam sarvabhutanam gyatva mam shantim richati. I am the real well-wisher, dearmost well-wisher of everyone. Knowing this makes one peaceful. What is this peace? This peace is not internal peace. This is not the external peace. Externals will keep on changing. They are not in our hand. We cannot control the wars. But this peace is about the internal world. The more we focus on the ultimate purpose of life, the more we are not disturbed by the small problems of the external world. There are two types of peace: peace of mind and peace of heart. What do you want? Do we want peace of mind or do we want peace of heart? What is peace of mind? What is peace of heart? Okay, just to have some discussion, anybody would like to tell me what is this peace of mind and what is peace of heart? Any thoughts? Can devotees unmute themselves? If any of you would like to, describe what is peace of mind, what is peace of heart, and what do we want? What is achievable? Any thoughts? Anybody can speak. Very important to have this understanding. Okay, peace of mind means no anxiety, no agitation. Okay, Priya Mataji has raised her hands. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandat pranams to you. Please
Hare
excuse me if my response is not in line with what you thought. Just a couple of cents. So peace of mind, normally we feel it's more of the kind of the thoughts that hit us. So that's what I felt. No, you are getting free of those thoughts which disturbs the sadhaka in practicing Krishna consciousness. Peace of heart is I've full of anarthas, conditioning. So a sadhaka would look forward for purification of the heart, free from the conditioning. So that's what I felt, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. Praladanand Prabhu wants to speak something. Yeah.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. I just thought of Prahlad Maharaj saying, Tat sadhu manya survarya dehinam sada sam udvigna dhyam asadgraha. So, because of our bodily concept of life, all these disturbances happen in our heart. As soon as we lift to this knowledge that I am actually a spirit soul, eternal servant of Lord Sri Krishna, and parampara like that, that will bring us peace. That's what I was thinking, Prabhuji. Haribol.
Wonderful. Thank you. Ishopanishad Mataji wants to say something.
Jai, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hi, Prabhu. I was thinking that peace of mind to me means being content, not thinking about anything, no worries, just very peaceful, no interference. with life, no negative thoughts, just, peaceful. Peace of heart brings to my attention that you're happy, you're in love. You're just, so wonderful to be in love.
Yes.
Jai, Haribol.
Wonderful. Thank you. So some devotees are saying on the chat, peace of heart comes when we do bhakti. What we can do to mind, we need to tolerate, forgive, and serve. Okay. Okay, so thank you all the devotees for wonderful responses. Just to add to it, peace of mind, it is difficult to achieve. One message on our phones is sufficient to disturb the peace of mind. To make the mind peaceful, it is like telling a monkey to sit at one place. Very difficult. We are always troubled by different types of miseries. Mind is always disturbed by the desires. To make the mind peaceful, we have to manage our desires, and desires, they never leave us. Very difficult to be peaceful, to have a peaceful mind always. The mind can be peaceful for some time, some moments, but to achieve a steady, peaceful mind, it is very difficult because the desire to enjoy is so very difficult to give up. It keeps nagging us. Classic example is Dhritarashtra. Till the last moment, he is having the desire to enjoy. All his 100 sons are killed by Bhima, and he is staying in the same palace. Ultimately, Vidurji has to come and shake him up. You're already blind now, you've become deaf also, you can't eat anything, you can't breathe properly, you can't do anything. Still, you are not leaving this palace. Andha puraiva badhiro manda pragyascha sampratam vishirna danta mandagni saragam kaphamudvahan. Just leave this palace. Just see the desire to enjoy is so strong. Aho mahiyasi janto jivitasha yatha bhavan bhima pavarjitam pindam madatte gripalvat. You are living like a dog. Bhima comes and throws some food in front of you, and you are just eating that and living. Because the desire is so very difficult to give up. A little bit of distress is sufficient to disturb our mind. How to achieve this peace of mind? First step to become peaceful in our mind is accept the situation where we are. Many times when problem comes in our life, the first question which comes in our mind is why? Why this is happening? It is said, the more we resist, it persists. The more we become disturbed and we ask the question, why? When we accept people for who they are, we develop good relationships. When we accept the time we are in, we have a peaceful mind. When we accept the place we are staying, we become comfortable. And when we accept the situation we are in, we can live without anxiety. So this is about peace of mind. It is not so easy to have that peace of mind. On the contrary, as many of the devotees said, peace of mind is much deeper. Peace of heart is much deeper. Peace of heart is a positive experience. Peace of mind is like going from negativity to zero. Peace of heart means having a positive experience. That is much deeper. And nothing can shake that peace. And Chitraketu, we know the story, when he was flying in his airplane, he saw Mother Parvati and Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva was having Mother Parvati on his lap, and he was giving a discourse on renunciation to all the sages. Chitraketu, he smiled, seeing the greatness of Lord Shiva. Parvati took it as offense. She cursed him. You're behaving like a demon, you become a demon. What can be a greater calamity than this? 1 second you are Gandharva, next moment you are a demon. Chitraketu is peaceful because his heart was full of devotion. He accepted the plan of the Lord. He knew whatever is happening, it is happening by the will of the Lord. गुणप्रवाह एतस्मिन् कः शापः कः अनुग्रहः कः सर्गो नरकः को वा किं सुखं दुःखमेव वा. Oh mother, I didn't mean it, but I accept whatever you have said. After all, everything in this world is happening under the modes of nature. He accepted the situation because he knew nothing happens without the will of the Lord. And Lord Shiva, after Chitraketu left, he tells Parvati, just see the glories of the devotees of Narayan. Narayana para sarve na kutaschana bibhyati swarga apavarga narkeshu api tulyarth darshina. Just see the devotees of Lord Narayan, they are so great. They are never fearful in any situation. Swarga, apavarga, naraka, either heaven or liberation or hell, they are never fearful. Na kutaschana bibhyati. They see everything as equal. Tulyarth darshina. So that's how when we are in touch with such wonderful devotees, we also feel peaceful. One of the Prabhupada disciples, Shitala Mataji, she was recalling that Srila Prabhupada, he would carry Vrindavan in his heart. It's pure devotee. And when the devotees are with Prabhupada, she was saying that it was like having, in a Braj bubble. We are with Prabhupada, and Prabhupada is in Braj always. And he allowed his disciples to be in that Braj consciousness. It was extraordinary to be with Prabhupada wherever he is. He is completely Krishna conscious. And Srila Prabhupada's secretaries and servants, they would always say, Prabhupada in his inner rooms, inner chambers, and Prabhupada in the outside world, he was same. No difference. For Prabhupada, for pure devotees, inside and outside, it is same. They are always seeing Krishna everywhere. That's why they are peaceful. They may go through some challenging situations, but the advancement, the symptom of advanced devotees, how quickly you become peaceful. Disturbances come in the life of everyone, either a pure devotee or a sadhaka. To the extent you can come back to your normal peaceful state quickly, that shows how advanced we are. For most of us, those who are struggling sadhakas, we take a long time. Pure devotees, because their heart is full of bhakti rasamrit sindhu. On the surface, they may have some waves, some disturbances, but very quickly they can become peaceful. Apuryamanam machala pratishtam samudramapa pravishanti yatvat tadvada kamayam pravishanti sarve sashanti mapnoti nakama kami. Krishna says, the devotee's heart is like an ocean. The rivers, hundreds of rivers may enter ocean, but ocean never overflows. Why? Because it is vast and deep, shoreless and bottomless. It's an ocean of devotional service, an ordinary ocean, so deep, so vast that it never overflows. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is unlimited. And that's what we are aspiring to get. That's what we want our heart to be, full of Bhakti Rasamrit. And when we know that this is the purpose, when we know Krishna is the Supreme Lord, He is a Father, and whatever happens in my life, it is a plan of the Lord. Very quickly we can become peaceful in the most disturbing situations. Of course, it is not so easy, easier said than done. We need devotees to help us. When we hear such philosophy, it looks great. But when it comes to apply this, it is very difficult. To apply, we need the help of devotees. Because many times we are not able to do it on our own. If we can apply on our own, wonderful. But unfortunately, many of us are not on that level to apply these principles. We need devotees to help us. We need devotees to remind us what to apply, how to apply. Then gradually we become peaceful. We become peaceful when we know the bigger picture. We know the purpose behind what is happening, why this is happening to me. When I understand that Krishna is orchestrating my life, because nothing happens without the will of the Lord. We have heard hundreds of times, right? Not even a blade of grass moves without the will of the Lord. It is time to start applying this, accepting this wholeheartedly, and we'll experience that. We have to cultivate the knowledge that Krishna is all powerful and he has a plan for everyone. A devotee, we have heard many times in Bhagavatam, a devotee is not under the control of karma. He is under the control of Krishna. Devotee's life is not controlled by karmic reactions. Karma doesn't work in the life of a devotee. It is Krishna who is working in the life of devotee. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes in the commentary to this verse, Satyenu Kampa Samikshamano, very famous verse. He writes, Chakravarti Thakur writes, the devotee understands that the happiness and distress that he experiences is due to performing bhakti. When he performs bhakti, happiness. And when he commits aparadh, distress. They are all mercy of the Lord. Tatte anukampa. It's like a father who makes the child drink neem juice. Just so very bitter. But that is for his good. So that's why sometimes Krishna punishes us. The Lord knows that I have to make this devotee more strong. And a devotee knows that Lord knows that I do not know. I am not convinced. I don't know what is happening. So therefore he keeps testing me. He keeps putting me in certain situations so that ultimately I can understand this. Karma and time factor, they don't affect devotees. It is not about pure devotees. It is about any sadhaka who has pure faith. What is pure faith? Means having that understanding that Krishna is Supreme Lord and I will not go to anyone else. No Devta, no other ways. Whatever I will need, I will go to Krishna. I'll depend on Krishna in all situations. That is pure faith. And we all should be careful not to make our pure faith mixed faith. So very difficult in today's day and age to make our faith, to keep our faith pure. The more we absorb ourselves in this principle, the more we will realize how great this process of Krishna consciousness is. Yatpada pankaj palasha vilasa bhaktya karmashayam gratitam udgratayanti santaha tadavanna riktamatayo yatayo piruddha shroto ganastamaranam bhaja vasudevam. This verse very beautiful describes when we delight in Krishna consciousness. Pad, Pankaj, Palas, Vilas. When we delight in Krishna consciousness, you know what will happen? Karmashayam grathitam udgrathayanti. All the karmic reactions, they get uprooted. Therefore, we have to learn to delight and absorb our mind in this Krishna Katha keeping full faith in Krishna. We may not be able to understand with our intelligence, but we have to learn to put that simple faith. It's what we have to do. Krishna is really working on us. Just like a patient who goes to a doctor and doctor gives some treatment and patient says, I don't want to get treated. Then what can doctor do? Krishna is trying to treat us and he is expecting only to cooperate. Learn to cooperate. So we have to learn, we have to start cooperating with Krishna. He is ready to give us more and more. But the problem is we are not cooperating many times. We are not alone in this working on us. Krishna is working to purify us. He's just waiting for us to turn to him. But we turn to him after lots of struggles. Just like Gajendra, when he was caught in the jaws of that crocodile, he was struggling for 1000 years. When Gajendra understood, now there is no hope for me. Then he picked up that lotus flower in that mandala to the Lord and said, now please help me. Till that time, God didn't come. When Gajendra started offering beautiful prayers, Madrik prapanna pashupasha vimokshanaya muktaya bhuri karunaya namolayaya swamshena sarvatanu manasi pratita pratyagdrishe bhagavate brihate namaste. He says, oh my Lord, I am now surrendered. Prapanna, I am in this pashupasha, this crocodile is, not releasing me from its jaws. You are mukta, you are free. Please help me. Lord may say, I am mukta. Why should I help you? You are bhuri karunaya also. You are always compassionate on your devotees. Lord may say, I don't feel like, showing mercy to you now. You are alayaya. You are never lazy. You are always active. You are always alert. You never delay in protecting your devotees. It is described by Sridhar Swami. When Lord heard the prayers of Gajendra, he told Garuda, come quickly, we have to save this Gajendra. And Garuda is flying very, very fast. And Lord is telling Garuda, fly faster, faster, faster. And Garuda, he's not able to fly as the Lord is expecting. Garudo api mandagati iti matva sahasa utirya. So Lord got down of Garuda and he is running to save Gajendra. So that is the Lord. He is waiting. When a living entity will turn to him wholeheartedly. But we don't surrender wholeheartedly many times. We turn to Krishna also and we have one leg in Maya's territory also. When Draupadi, she was calling to Bhishma, Drona and Dhritarashtra, they could not help. Her husbands could not help. With her own strength, she could not do anything. And Lord was just waiting when she will turn to me. And then when she understood, nobody can help me now in this situation, then she raised her hands. Agre kuruna mata pandavana dushasanena ritavastrakesha Krishna tadakrosha dananyanatha govinda damodar madhaveti. She raised her hand. In the assembly of Kurus and Pandavas, when Dushasana was trying to disrobe Draupadi, she very loudly called out, Hey Govinda, Damodar, Madhav. Then Krishna came. So that's how, even if we can't figure out what is happening, even if we can't figure out the purpose, we should have this understanding. I know Krishna is my well-wisher. That's what he has declared in Bhagavad Gita. That's what he has done in many past times. Always well-wisher. And he knows my situation. So why should I become disturbed? I'll just be patient and wait. And we understand that Krishna knows my heart. It comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita, beautiful pastime. Shivananda Sen is taking all the devotees from Navadvip to Jagannath Puri. He's the Yatra organizer. Everything is arranged by him. Travels, prasad, accommodation. And when they are about to reach Jagannath Puri, Nityanand Prabhu, he asks Shivananda Sen, where is my accommodation? And Shivananda Sen is not able to reply because he was caught up in some things and he's about to finalize the accommodation. Nityanand Prabhu became angry. He kicked Shivananda Sen on his chest. Shivananda Sen was in bliss. Why got the mercy of Nityanand Prabhu? But who felt offended? The nephew of Shivananda Sen, Shrikanta Sen. He started thinking, what does Nityanand Prabhu think of himself? My uncle is also associate of Lord Chaitanya. He is doing everything. It is not good. He has insulted my uncle. He left the Yatra party, came early. He wanted to complain to Mahaprabhu. He entered Gambhira and he didn't remove his upper cloth. Some of us must be aware in South India, in some temples, the men, they have to remove their upper cloth. That's the tradition. When you go in front of the Lord, you go in a very humble state. Shrikant was so disturbed, he forgot to remove his upper cloth. Servant of Mahaprabhu Govinda, he says, Govinda kahe, for that. Petangi gaye kore dandavat namaskar, Govinda kahe, Shrikant age petangi utar. So, petangi means the upper cloth. Govinda, he says, Shrikant, please remove your upper cloth. It is offensive. But Mahaprabhu, he stopped Govinda. He said, Govinda, please don't tell anything to Shrikant. Prabhu kahe Shrikant asiya che paya mano dukh kichu na boliha karuka yate ihar sukh. Please don't tell him anything, or Govinda. Let him do whatever he wants. When Shrikant, he heard these words, Dukh paya asiya che. When Shrikant Sen heard that, Mahaprabhu knows my heart. He knows that I am disturbed. He understood Lord is all knowing. He knows everything. So why should I get disturbed? Shivananda Lati Marila Ihana Kohila. He didn't complain to Mahaprabhu what happened. He had come for that. He had come to complain that Shivananda Sen was hit by Nityanand Prabhu. He was satisfied. He knew the Lord knows my heart. Na? Lord knows my problem. So why should I be disturbed? He is not just the creator, he is a maintainer also. He is a well-wisher also. He is Suridam Sarva Bhutanam. So that's how Krishna, he is Surita, he declares himself. Srila Prabhupada tells there are three types of friends: Mitra, Bandhu, and Suhrida. Mitra means official friendship. In the office, we have many friends, colleagues, we have good relationships with them, but we don't discuss our family matters with them. Only for official work, we have friendship. But one level higher are Bandhu. They are our family friends. They know little more about us. We disclose little more things to them. But there is higher level of friendship that is called as Surida. He is our dear well-wisher. He knows our heart. We have full faith in him. We know that this person will never cheat me. He'll be there besides me in all ups and downs of my life. I can trust him. Krishna says, I am Surida. And what if such Surida, he is powerless to do anything? Okay, he is my well-wisher, but he is himself powerless. But he says, I am Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. I am the proprietor of all the universe. If that powerful personalities are dearmost well-wisher, then what is the need to fear? That's why Krishna says, Gyatva mam shantim richati. Then one becomes peaceful because the most powerful personality of this entire universe is my dear friend. That's what a devotee understands. Otherwise, no one can understand the plan of the Lord. Why something is happening in my life? Nobody knows. Only Krishna knows. When Krishna took all the Pandavas to Bhishma, and Bhishma, he is so very happy to see Yudhishthir Maharaj having a crown on his head. Whole life he was waiting for it. He started sharing his heart. He said, it is so very painful to see how all of you brothers, you suffered so much. Aho kashtam, aho anyayam yadi yuyam dharmanandana jivitam narata klashtum vipra dharma achyutashraya. You went through so many difficulties, you did not even deserve to live. But because you took shelter of saintly people, religion, and the Supreme Lord, you are protected. Why this happened to you? Nobody can understand. It is all time factor which is working. Sarvam kala kritam. I don't know who is this time factor. This person who is standing in front of you. Don't think he is your maternal cousin. He is pointing to Krishna. This Krishna is not your maternal cousin. Janmanyase matuleyam suren mitram priyattamam sachivam akurod dutam sauridat atasarathi. You call him as your friend. You call him as your protector. He became your messenger. He became your chariot driver. He is nothing of that. Eshavai Bhagavan Sakshat. He is the Supreme Lord Himself. And nobody can understand how He is working, why He is working. Yat vijigyasaya yukta muhyanti kavayopi. Even great people are bewildered. Nobody can understand. Yudhishthir Maharaj, he may say, how can you say that no one knows the plan of the Lord? He is there in front of us. No, we'll ask him. Logically, Yudhishthir says, why are you saying we can't know? He is standing right there in front of us. We'll ask him why he's doing this. Bhishma Devi says, he bewilders us with his energy. Even if you ask, he will not speak. And even if he speaks, you will not understand. So don't try to figure out why the Lord is doing something to us, because nobody can understand. Even great personalities are confused and bewildered. Muhyanti kavayopihi. Uddhavji says that I'm just amazed how Krishna would take advice from me and he would take it seriously also. Not just for the namesake, he would take seriously my advice. What was the need for the Lord to take my advice? कर्माण्यनीहस्य भवो भवस्य ते दुर्गाश्रयोधारि भयात् पलायनम् कालात्मनो यत् प्रमदायुताश्रमा स्वात्मन् रते खिद्यति धीर्विदामिह. The Lord has nothing to do, still he is engaged in so many activities. He is unborn, still he takes birth. Fear personified fears him, and he is running out of fear of Jarasandha. He is self-satisfied, still he marries 16,000 queens. It is all bewildering. So we should not try to understand, just accept the plan. And don't try to figure out why this is happening in my life. Accept it. Understand this is the plan for me, and we should ask that intelligence. Please tell me, O my Lord, how should I assist in executing your plan in my life? That is the prayer a devotee should ask. For intelligence, to execute Lord's plan for us, having faith in the Lord, that He is only there to give us the best. The process of devotional service. Everything He is orchestrating is only for this purpose. Nahi atap paramo labho dehinam bhramyatamiha. There is nothing better than this path of bhakti. So that's how Krishna consciousness, it is the art of transforming calamities into opportunities. How to transform calamities into opportunities? Mahavipattau samsare yasmaret madhusudana vipattau tasya sampatti bhavet ityaha shankara. Mahavipattau samsare, in this sansar, in this world, in the midst of greatest of the difficulties, yasmaret madhusudana, one who remembers Krishna, that vipatti becomes his sampatti, that problem, that distress becomes his treasure. Because those obstacles bring us closer to the Lord. That is the greatest wealth of a devotee. Of course, it requires lots of maturity to apply this, but we can at least aspire for it, pray for it. When problem comes, oh my Lord, I want to make them my wealth. So that is how we have to understand. And devotees in that consciousness, they are peaceful. Whole Bhagavatam is a testimony of this. Mahavipattau samsare, what can be a greater danger than being cursed to die? Very difficult. What can be a greater obstacle than to be cursed to become a demon? Chitraketu. But they were completely peaceful. They depended on the Lord. So the more we practice bhakti in right consciousness, being prayerful, taking shelter of devotees, chanting in right consciousness, to that extent we can become peaceful, live peaceful, and die peaceful. It is in Chaitanya Bhagavat, it is described. Anayasena maranam vina dainyena jivanam anaradita govinda charanasya katham bhave. Very powerful. Anayasena maranam. These two are our desires. Or the desire of anyone. Anayasena maranam. Die in peace. Vina dainyena jivanam. And to live in comfort. That's what everyone wants. Anayasena maranam vina dainyena jivana. How it will happen? Anaradhita Govinda Charanasya Katham Bhavet. How it will be possible without worshipping Govinda's lotus feet? Because we can plan everything in our life. We can't plan our death. No, we can't tell when I die, you chant this tune of Hare Krishna, you play Mridanga, you play Kirtartan, and you don't play and you don't chant. You chant, you sing in such a tune. It is so very horrible. So we can't do anything. We can't plan our death. Krishna plans. So Krishna plans how we will die, provided we plan our whole life keeping Krishna in the center. Anayasena maranam vina dainyena jivanam anaradita govinda charanasya katham bhavet. So therefore, it is so very important to have this understanding. Because ultimately, if we don't have this philosophical understanding that Krishna is the controller and he is our well-wisher, so very difficult to live a peaceful life. And without a peaceful mind, how can we practice bhakti properly? So to practice bhakti, the foundation should be peace, the faith that Krishna is the controller and Krishna is my well-wisher. Then, as Srila Prabhupada writes, anyone interested in peaceful life must participate in this parampara which is given by the Supreme Lord Himself. We are so fortunate to have this parampara where we are getting the highest. Srila Prabhupada is writing the parampara given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, parampara of chanting, parampara of doing kirtan. That is the ultimate parampara we are in. And that's how we can live peacefully and practice bhakti with all our hearts. So with this, I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you so much,
Anybody?
Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this very, very wonderful class. It was very nice understanding about the peace of mind and peace of heart. It was really thought-provoking, Prabhuji. There is one hand raised. Radha Jyoti Mataji, you can ask your question.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances at dust of your lotus feet. Prabhuji, I have two questions. First question is, when we associate with devotees, sometimes it's very difficult to surrender to devotees. Then at that time, we know that we are making mistake, but it's essential to uh, protect ourselves in the process. So what should be done? Like, why it is difficult to surrender to devotees, even though if it is there is some devotees we should accept and we should go ahead, then we are not accept and we show attitude. So what can be done? How to chop off our attitude when it comes to devotional practice or services?
Yeah.
And second
Thank
is
you.
any book on offenses about devotional practice.
Thank you, Mataji, for this question. At least we understand that we have ego, understand that we have this arrogance. That is the first step. Most of the times in the world, people don't even know that I, I am arrogant, you are arrogant. I am not arrogant. That's what they say. So at least we understand that, okay, I need to surrender, I need to be humble, but it is difficult. First thing, at least we have accepted it that I am not humble, I am not surrendered. And what it will take for us to surrender? It depends on our sincerity, it depends on our sincere prayers, how prayerful we are, and to what extent we are trying to apply the principles of Trinadapi Sunichena. Just by saying, okay, I want to be humble, I want to surrender, it will not happen. We have to consciously take that effort to surrender. And surrender means anukulasya sankalpa pratikulyasya varjanam. Accept what is favorable, reject what is unfavorable. That is one of the limbs of surrender. When we surrender, it is very difficult to surrender to the devotees. But we think that we can surrender to Krishna directly. It will not happen. If we can't surrender and accept the advice of our immediate authorities, it will not be that Krishna will come and give us some instruction and we'll accept it. Surrender is a moment to moment process. Even if we know that we are wrong, we are right, and my authority is saying something else. That moment, do we surrender? That is our test. Because if we surrender, although according to our intelligence, we know this will not work, but because my senior is saying it, you express your thoughts, but still, if the seniors say, okay, no, you have to do this. We think there is another way. Surrender. That attracts the mercy of the Lord. So very difficult. Radhanath Swami Maharaj, he makes one statement. When you surrender, that's where you get your strength from. I read this statement many years back, 10, 15 years back. When I joined temple, I was given a locker. And in that locker, this quote of Maharaj was posted by somebody. Some devotee was staying previously in that. Till now, I'm just trying to understand the depth of this statement. When you surrender, that's where you get your strength from. Very, very powerful statement. It requires lots of realizations to actually understand the meaning of this. But we have to start somewhere. It will not happen automatically over.
Prabhuji,
Start
so do you
experience.
mean, sorry to interrupt, but do you mean that surrender will come when the realizations in bhakti will be there? Is the understanding
Then
correct?
that surrender, then that surrender will become permanent. At present our surrender is very difficult. Sometimes we surrender, sometimes we don't surrender. But the more we realize that surrender will be easy thing. Surrender will become steady. Now our surrender is not steady. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. The more the more we realize, the more our surrender becomes steady. So that is what we have to learn to do. Pray to the Lord to give us that understanding of surrender. Okay.
Could you please support with any live or any shastric example on this so that I would at least try to understand a bit more?
When Vibhishan came, leaving everything, he had left his wife, he had left his entire palace, entire wealth. He came to surrender to Lord Ram. That was a very huge step because he didn't know whether he will be accepted or not. So therefore, when he comes in front of when he crosses the ocean and he comes with four of his associates. They are very powerful looking, five demons still in air. All the monkey soldiers, they see them and they are planning, we should kill them. They have come from Lanka, maybe they have come to kill us or spy on us. Vibhishan speaks a very wonderful verse. He says, Nivedayat maam Shipram Raghavaya Mahatmane Sarvaloka Sharanyaya Vibhishanam Upastitam. He says, first of all, he introduces himself. I am Vibhishan. I am brother of Ravan. I have given up my brother's association. I have come to take shelter of Lord Ram. Please go and do Nivedan. Please make a appeal on my behalf. He is Mahatmane, he is magnanimous Lord Raghava. He is Sarvaloka Sharanyaya. He gives shelter to everyone. Please tell him to accept me immediately. Because now I have developed this desire to surrender. Please accept me. Because if we don't surrender, if we don't accept me, oh my Lord, I may go back to Lanka. My mind may change. So Vibhishan is, presenting himself as a very new devotee who is trying to surrender. Please accept me, oh my Lord. My mind may change, otherwise I am a demon by nature. So for a new devotee, the surrender is very difficult. But the more we become advanced, having realizations of how surrender is blissful, we feel surrender as troublesome because for us, surrender means, oh, no freedom, maybe exploitation, maybe abuse. Surrender to the Lord is all a blissful experience. That's what we should try. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
And Prabhuji, book on any offenses, Vaishnava offenses. Any book would you like to recommend? Especially written by devotees.
I'm not sure. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes in his Madhurya Kadambini many wonderful, discussions on Vaishnava, on Aparad. A whole two chapters are dedicated to Vaishnava offense. You can read that. It will be a wonderful, understanding about the power of Vaishnava Aparad and what we can do if we offend some devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Eternally grateful to you.
Thank you, Mataji, for the very thought-provoking questions. Now I request Isha Upanishad Mataji, you can ask your question.
Jai Hare Krishna. Jai Hari Hari Bol.
Hare
Three
Krishna.
things. The first thought is that you had mentioned that Krishna, how can I say this? Not a blade of grass moves without the sanction of the Lord. So the Lord is responsible for everything. Anything that happens to us is by his sanction. If it's something, we have the mood of when something like illness, when we have something that happens to us, we always feel as though it's a karmic connection. And then you said that devotees don't get karma, or they don't have karma. Explain that, What is that difference? How is that possible? Why do we think that we're the doer? Haribo.
If I can tell you many sections of Bhagavatam, but just to give one commentary, I'll just give a brief of that. 6th canto, 2nd chapter, 9th and 10th verses. I'll recommend that you go and read the commentary of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Prabhupada doesn't give any purport to that verse. Prabhupada gives some synopsis of that commentary in the end of that chapter. That's a very wonderful commentary. How the holy name of the Lord is all powerful. What happens to a devotee when he chants? It is not that when a devotee chants, then his karmas are still there. We have heard this many times, karmani nirati kintuja bhakti bhajam, but we think this is for pure devotees. It is not for pure devotees. It is for any devotee who is having that pure faith. That's what I said in the class also. A devotee who has developed this pure faith that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, I'll serve him in all situations, I'll never leave him. I will not go to anyone else. That is a pure faith. That is, with that understanding, if a devotee chants, the name of the Lord is all powerful. It is described in that Ajamil section. Even if somebody points, oh, Sanketyam Parihasyam va Stobham Helanam eva va Vaikuntha Nama Grahan Asheshaga Haram Vidu. If somebody points out and says, oh, these Hare Krishna people are going, he's not calling the name of Krishna, he's pointing. If somebody makes a joke, oh, nowadays you are going to this Hare Krishna temple, often what is happening? He's joking. If somebody likes the music of Kirtan, he doesn't like Hare Krishna, he doesn't like the Krishna name per se, he likes the music. If somebody casually also says Krishna, Ashesh Agha Haranam, unlimited sins are purified. What to speak of if somebody is truly chanting the names of the Lord with faith? So then, why the devotees say that we are going through our karmic reactions? You have to understand, this karma, this word has many meanings. Our devotional activity is also karma. It is an activity, right? It is activity we are doing. And in many places it is described, devotees, they suffer not because of their previous karma. They suffer because of two things. Because Krishna puts them in that situation, and because of the offenses they do in the process of devotional service. Either Vaishnava Aparad or Nam Aparad or Seva Aparad. So these are the reasons for suffering a devotee goes through. Hearing this, somebody may say, well, devotees really suffer a lot, right? They go through many serious illnesses. Is it Krishna who is putting them in that situation?
Mhm.
The answer is yes.
Mhm.
Because Krishna knows what is good for the devotee. And he is putting the devotee in that situation to test that devotee, to make him or her more and more serious and sincere. Because what we think as painful life, it is insignificant when it comes to hellish pain. It is described by Chakravarti Thakur. A devotee will never go to hell. Another purport, please, all the devotees should read is that Tattenu Kampavers
Mhm.
10:14, which is that number? I don't remember that verse. It's written by Brahmaji. 10:14:8, I think. Tattenu Kampasu Samikshamanam. That is also very powerful purport by Chakravarti Thakur. Another purport which every devotee should read is Yasyam Anugrahanami Harishye Tad Dhanam Shanai. We have heard this statement verse many times. When Krishna shows special mercy, takes away everything. That is also very powerful purport by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. That is 80th chapter, I think, 10th canto. So in all these, it is described when devotee goes through troubles. They go through troubles because of their offenses, or Krishna has put them in this situation, of course, because of their offenses, to correct them, or if Krishna does it additionally, without any offenses, Krishna has put us in that situation. Just like Pandavas are put, you may say, well, they are pure devotees. Krishna has the same protocol for everyone. Krishna puts his devotees in some extra difficult situation if he wants his devotees to become more and more serious. So it is nice feeling and nice humble attitude to say that, well, I am going through the karma. But philosophically, we should understand how this process of devotional service works. Process of devotional service is all powerful. And when we say that, okay, this is for pure devotees, no, it is not for pure devotees. I'll give you another example. In the same Ajamil's episode, when Shukdev Goswami says, a devotee will not see Yamadutas even in the dreams. Right? We have heard this statement. Sakrinmanah Krishna Padara Vindayo Niveshitum Tad Gunaragi Yairiha. In this verse, Gunaragi Yairiha. You know what's the meaning of Gunaragi Yairiha? I'll show you this verse. This is, if I can share the screen. This is 6th canto, 1st chapter. Just a minute. And we see those statements, then we actually get the nice understanding. 19th verse. Shukdev Goswami speaks the entire story of Ajamil to substantiate this one verse. Sakrin Manah Krishna Padara Vindayo Niveshitum Tad Gunaragi here. Okay, so just a minute. Yeah. Okay, so now you can see this. The mind which is materially attracted, gunaragi. No, this is not about pure devotee. This is about a devotee who is sadhaka. For them also, they will never see Amdutas. They are not under the control of Yamaraj. So that is the power of devotional service. Because Yamaraj, if somebody comes under the control of Yamaraj, if they have karmic reactions, devotee is not under the control of Yamaraj. Even if he is not a pure devotee, Gunaragi, If the mind is materially attracted, still. So it is nice sentiment to speak like this, that okay, I'm suffering because of my karmic reaction. But it is much more, intimate understanding and deeper understanding to realize that it is Krishna who is working in my life. It is not karmic reactions. I may have done some offenses in my bhakti, so Krishna is correcting me. Krishna is giving me this punishment because I have done a mistake, but it is not material karmic reaction.
Mm.
So that is why I say that. Okay, Mataji. I can show the purports of other verses also, but we have less time, so
Jai
you can just
Haribol.
read those.
Jai,
Yeah,
this is wonderful. Thank you so very, very much.
Hare Krishna.
It's wonderful. Wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Prabhuji, do you have time to take more questions? There are two more hand raised and
Oh
one.
yeah.
Yes, okay. I request Janava Devi Mataji, you can ask your question.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, it's my great fortune to be in association with you and listening to your wonderful class. I think you somewhat answered my question. I've heard in some lecture before, and maybe that's a mistake, I'm not sure. So I'm reading clarification. And I think the verse that you had given somewhat explained that, but I could be making mistakes. So I need your clarification on this. When a devotee that had been serving say Krishna consciousness movement, or let's say in ISKCON, had fallen down as what had happened to the other gurus like before, right? Does this shastra that you just provided sort of explain that no matter what service that they've rendered unto Krishna will still be valid? Number one, because what happens to the devotee that were following a guru that had fallen down?
Just to answer this question, the entire story of Ajamil is the classic answer to this question. Ajamil was a devotee, right, in the beginning, but he was not a strong devotee.
Mhm,
He was a very new devotee.
mhm.
He fell down. He gave up all his devotional practices. But Neha Vikramana Shwasti. There is no loss in this path. It's a permanent gain. Krishna protected him. Ultimately, he came back. When we see some great devotees who have done wonderful services, because of some unfortunate things, they fell down. We have heard this verse, Apichet Suduracharo Bhajate Mam Ananya Bhak Sadhur Eva Samantapyaha, 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 30th and 31st verse, Krishna speaks this. Even if somebody does most, durachari, or most sinful activity, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives an example of what is Sudurachara. It is adultery, thievery, stealing. It is unimaginable. Krishna says, Apichet Sudurachara, even if he has done most sinful activity, but this devotee, he didn't plan for it because of circumstances, because of his conditionings, he fell down to that. He never gives up Krishna. He never gives up practicing bhakti. Krishna says, Sadhureva samantapya. He may fall down. Very soon he will come back. Shipram bhavati dharmatma. Very soon he will become a very noble, saintly person. That is what Krishna does for his devotees. He brings his devotee back for sure. He never leaves his devotees. Anyone who has done even a little bit of devotional service and they fell down because of some reasons, for some, unfortunate events, you should have faith that Krishna will surely bring them back. We should never ever think ill of that devotee, for that devotee. Oh, how can this devotee do this sinful thing? Have faith in the plan of the Lord. Krishna will surely bring them back. If not in this life, next life.
So Prabhu,
Krishna will never take this.
so sorry, Prabhu, my apologies. So based on what you said, let's say the devotee of the guru that had fallen down, their service is still valid, right? Because I want to clarify this one because I must have misheard or incorrectly that someone had said the disciple or follower that was doing service under a guru that had fallen down, their service is still valid, right? Their service is still is right based on the
Yes.
sasha that you said. Okay. Because all right.
Any service done in the path of devotional service never goes vain. Even if the superior personality falls down for some reasons, it is not that all the service done by the juniors or subordinates, it is waste. No, it is not like that.
Okay.
It is devotional service goes beyond all these material, calculations. This
Okay.
devotee, he did service because he wanted to serve the Lord by serving this devotee, right? So the process of devotional service is always eternal process.
Right.
It never goes waste.
Right.
We should have this understanding. Whatever may happen to the superiors, but my service will never go waste because Krishna acknowledges my intentions. He is bhavagrahi. He understands what is in my heart, why I am doing this service. So externals, they don't matter. Ahetuki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. Devotional service go beyond all the material restrictions. It is apratihata. Nothing can stop practicing devotional service. Nothing can stop one from practicing bhakti. We should be rest assured about this. If we have pure, genuine heart, and something happens to our superiors and our spiritual masters, no problem. They'll be protected. I'll be protected for sure. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for clarifying that. That's been weighing on my heart because of certain situations. So, Hare Krishna, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhu.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji, for that question. Now I request Anjana Gopika Mataji, you can ask your question.
This will be the last question we'll be taking.
Okay.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhu. It's so nice class. Your class is always very inspiring. Prabhuji, regarding these offenses, I was hearing always that same things. Means devotee is getting trouble because of the offenses, and then Allah or karma will finish representing or taking devotional service. But isn't it devotees sometimes who are not in mature state, they are more suffering than the person outside, because the committing sin, the aparad is more dangerous than the sin. And then also I felt that same tendency is not going again and again, offensive mentality, offensive to the devotees, all these things is remaining always, and it seems like it will never go away, and then it's a suffering. A devotee comes, surrender to Krishna, and then this kind of sometimes not like that, the devotee is doing more aparad or offenses more than the outside people and suffering more, isn't it like that? I felt like that, it's very scary.
Better to know the path which we are practicing. If we are not aware of the intricacies of devotional service, of course, everyone in Krishna consciousness knows about the severity of offense, mattahati, mad elephant offense. So it is our responsibility to avoid those things. Otherwise, we can't expect Krishna to forgive us. Because it is duty of Krishna to correct us. And that's what he will keep doing. He will keep correcting us by giving some punishment or in some ways or other. So better to, try live a offenseless life and sinless life also. Devotees, they suffer because Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes in that 6, 2, 9 and 10, he says devotees, when they do Vaishnava Aparadh, they suffer. And when they do offense on the sinful activities on the strength of the holy names, they suffer. Krishna punishes them. So it is our responsibility to live a sinless life and offenseless life. Otherwise, we can't, expect Krishna to just accept whatever wrong we do. For sure, we should understand it is not that devotee suffers more because he has come to Krishna consciousness. Krishna always gives less than what we deserve. Tattenu kampasu samikshamano bhunjanu evatam kritam vipakam. This is, Prabhupada writes in Nectar of Devotion, this should be the attitude of all devotees practicing Krishna consciousness. Krishna is giving me less. So that is the mood of a devotee. However difficult situations may be, this question should never come. Why Krishna is putting me in so much troubles? The question should be, the thought should be, actually, I must have done something much more. I was about to suffer much more. Krishna has minimized it. That's the right mood of a devotee. And of course, we need devotees to help us in those difficult situations. Sometimes it is very difficult to handle the problems in our life. We need devotees to help us, to give us solace. Without devotees, it'll be very difficult. एकाकी आमार नहीं पाए बोलो हरिनाम संकीर्तने तुम्ही कृपा करी श्रद्धा बिंदु दिया देहो कृष्ण नाम धने. Devotees are our sticks. As the blind people, they walk. Andhapati mein, there's a verse which says, Skalat pada agate muho swakripa danena santa santvavalambanam. Oh Vaishnavas, I am blind, I am lame. Please give me your shelter. Your shelter, your mercy is my stick. The stick which blind people carry, that is our stick. The stick of devotees. We should always hold on to devotees in our difficult situations. They'll guide us. They will teach us the right path. The same philosophy which we have heard hundreds of times, it may not come to our rescue in difficult situations. We need devotees to remind us of those principles in difficult situations. And I think many of us must have experienced this. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Okay, we will end here, or there are one or two chat questions. Would you like to read?
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I'm just reading
So
that.
even a
Just
devotee.
how we will get a commentary or Srimad Bhagavatam. This Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary is available online also. You can find it. Some say one is not surrendered, then follow, I'll go to hell. No, it is not like that. A devotee will never go to hell. Even a devotee is not fully surrendered, they are also under Krishna or they are under karma if they are following astrology. Astrology is another big topic. Please don't try to mix your faith by taking shelter of astrology and worshipping devatas. Because Krishna will make our faith strong in that devata. 7.21, Krishna says that. 21 or 22. Yo yo yamyam tanum bhakta shraddhaya vichati tasya achala shraddha tameva vididhamyam. Krishna says, I make the faith strong in that particular devata. It is not about full surrender or less surrender. It is about pure faith. If our faith is pure, surrender varies. Surrender takes a long time. But our faith should be pure. Pure faith means I will not go to anyone else. For all my material and spiritual desires, I'll go to Krishna only. Even if I fall down many times, I'll go to Krishna only. I'll not go to Devatas. I'll not worship anyone else. That is pure faith. I will not. My primary intention of worshipping Krishna is not material wealth, right? I may have material desires, but my primary intention is not that. That means my faith is pure. So if we have that understanding, we are not under control of karma. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. We'll be very grateful for you for all these insightful inputs for us, and it is so deep. Thank you, Prabhuji. Please keep coming. We'll pay obeisances to all Vaishnavas and Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Vancha
Hare Krishna.
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय,
जय।
गौर विलास प्रभु जी की जय।
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.